The forces of propaganda have led many to believe that Cardano and other EUTXO systems have a concurrency problem. It turns out that the people saying those things are filthy, filthy liars. But you no longer have to take anyone's word for it. We've got proof right here. Ready? Let's go. We're going to discuss this proof of massive concurrency, SundaeSwap's launch on the testnet, the surprise ADA handle integration that was actually hinted at on this channel a few days ago. At least one of you caught it. And whether or not we should be worried by SundaeSwap's on and off availability for transactions. SundaeSwap went live this morning. I know a lot of people were super anxious. It was supposed to go live on Sunday. We had all the jokes that they should call it Monday swap or someday swap. It actually went live very, very early this morning. Virtually no time was lost. And pretty soon we saw this report. This is from a testnet pool that minted this block. And looking at this block, you can see it's all the coins. It's like all the coins that are being run on the SundaeSwap testnet version. We've got all of these transfers in red. Down here below in this pinkish purple color, these are minted tokens. And this is all happening simultaneously. We have a great amount of concurrency here. This is all happening in parallel and concurrently, and it doesn't seem like contention was a problem here at all. So all those people that said that Cardano dApps, that users would only be able to interact with those dApps one time per block, those people are obviously terrible liars. And you can just direct them to this image in this post anytime they bring that up again. This is obvious proof that concurrency isn't too big a problem in Cardano because all of these transactions are happening concurrently in one block. So if you haven't visited the testnet version of SundaeSwap, it's a pretty smooth interface. I mean, I can't really find much fault with this interface. We'll look at one thing that people didn't like. I was actually okay with it, but I'll show you what that was. So here we've obviously got a whole bunch of pools. And these pools have trading pairs in them. This trading pair is Ada and Chocolate. Obviously, they're sticking with the Sunday ice cream theme. So we've got all kinds of mint, chocolate, raspberry, strawberry, all that kind of stuff. But if we look at one of these, okay, here we go. We come over here and we've got some options. The options are swap. Swap is just an exchange of tokens, or we've got adding liquidity to the pool. So if we click on add liquidity, we come over here and you can see it shows you I've already connected my wallet. We can talk about that in a second. My wallet's already connected. You can see here, and we'll explain why there's a $ Army of Spies right there. But I've already got a wallet connected. And so it shows me the balance of my wallet and the maximum amount that I could decide to use to add liquidity to deposit to the pool. So I could add 977. You'll see down here, it tells me the corresponding amount of mint I would have to add to the mint side of the pool, and it shows me the liquidity provider fee. There's lots of explanatory material about how these kinds of liquidity pools work if you're unfamiliar with their counterparts on protocols like Ethereum, Uniswap, for example. And down here, we would just hit add liquidity. I'm going to change this just in case we accidentally do it for real. I don't think we will, but I'm going to change this to say 300. So you'd hit add liquidity down in here, and this is the feature that people complained about. It was amazing. The user interface was clean enough and awesome enough that the thing people complained about was this right here. So here's how this works: instead of just clicking this and then clicking another button to confirm, SundaeSwap did something that I actually like. They just have you hold to deposit. So I hold this down, goes like this, then it's release. I release it. It says confirmed. It's going to tell me there's a transaction error because there's an insufficient wallet balance. But if I did have a sufficient wallet balance over here, my NAMI wallet would have popped up and asked me to sign for the transaction. It actually doesn't matter right now. I couldn't do the transaction because of this notice, which has kind of been the case throughout the day. The scooper is down for maintenance. Transactions are not being processed and will sit on chain until the scooper is back online. We'll talk about that in just a second. I just wanted to kind of show you how this works to add liquidity to these pools. Swaps work kind of the same way. You have similar buttons, but it's all, man, pretty nice, pretty clean interface. If you want to know how I got some ADA and some Mint and the other flavors into my wallet, these are all the testnet versions. So this was testnet ADA, not real ADA. But if you come over here to beta guide, it gives you the steps. It says, hey, download Nami, connect your wallet, which is really easy, and fund your wallet. When you hit fund your wallet, you sign a transaction, and that transaction basically requests some testnet data, I think 1,000 from SundaeSwap, and also a bunch of various amounts of the different flavors, tokens representing the different flavors. So that's how you connect and fund your wallet. And then over here, this is something else entirely. Some of you remember this video from December 3rd, Cardano, the lumberjack. It was all about Charles's plan to chop down the robbery forest that Ethereum has become. And during this video, I said that I was wondering how SundaeSwap was going to handle identity when they launched on the testnet. And one of you noticed, Trucktano asked the question, made the statement really, you said handle really weird at 6:03. It was because this was going to be a thing. Ada Handle said, we promised you a surprise. Well, here it is. Head on over to SundaeSwap Testnet for a sneak peek of what the handle standard looks like. They said to utilize this feature, head over to our testnet and mint yourself a handle with Nami Wallet. Here is the link. That link took you to this page where you could enter your email address and get an access code to actually buy a testnet handle. So these aren't the real ADA handles for mainnet, as far as I know. These are just the testnet handles. And it was a little bit tricky because you got this email and it only gave you a 10-minute window to go input the ADA handle you wanted and grab that. But I was super glad they did this. This was a great little taste of how the ADA handle standard might work across Cardano DeFi. And I think it's a great thing. We all know crypto addresses are not really human readable. You're not reading that address to anyone or saying it to anyone and having them remember it in any way, shape, or form. Beyond memory, competitive memory champions, nobody's remembering your Cardano address. Human readable addresses are definitely a step up and something that really probably should have been a part of crypto from the Satoshi white paper. Obviously, Satoshi couldn't do everything for us, but human readable addresses are definitely a good thing. So that is how you can get your ADA handle right up here. And as you can see, there's a couple other options here. Wallet details will just kind of show you your address that you've linked to the SundaeSwap testnet dApp. It'll also show you the possible ADA handles you could use with SundaeSwap, ones that you've already minted with ADA handle. And then you've got transactions down here. This is actually pretty straightforward, pretty friendly UI. So we've got submitted transactions, pending transactions, failed transactions, and it's great. You go here, you can see, so the scooper is down for maintenance. We're going to talk about that in just a second again. But you can see right here, these pending transactions, which are not going through because the scoopers are offline as I record this. Right here, you can cancel those transactions. This is a very clean, friendly, and straightforward user interface. I can't really find any fault with this. On top of all that, they have a night mode and a day mode. Thank you. I'm definitely a night mode person. I even like the hold to deposit button. A lot of people were complaining they'd rather click twice. I'd rather push my finger down and hold it for a couple seconds. I like that. I like that watching the meter fill up and know I can still escape. I want to be able to escape until the very last minute. The only really big point of frustration for a lot of potential users today was this. SundaeSwap let us know pretty early in the day. A number of users have noticed their transactions have been stuck in queue. We've taken the scooper offline to work on some of the improvements we identified due to your testing. Orders will start processing when we bring it back online. Of course, this is not what anybody wanted to see. People wanted to jump on and actually use SundaeSwap, actually execute pretend transactions. But this is practice, man. This is just practice. We're talking about practice here. So I think this is perfectly fine. I mean, SundaeSwap is using the testnet for what it's meant to do, testing. They're using it for testing, and they discovered some improvements in the whole scooper model. Somewhere in the scooper model, they found something they can improve. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see stuff like this, improvements, not concept breaking problems. I mean, we don't know exactly what these improvements are, but hopefully it's something that will only make their whole system stronger. I guess we'll find out in the coming days. I'm kind of hoping it'll come back online tonight so I can execute some transactions. Really, these are sort of like the pretend tokens on the pretend network. I don't know why I can't just pretend to execute these liquidity provision transactions, but for some reason, I really want to execute the pretend transactions. So hopefully it'll come back online quickly. If that wasn't enough DeFi swapism for you, we also saw this pop up seemingly out of nowhere. Meow Swap posted this: Cardano DeFi is a $1 trillion space. It has struggled to kickstart, but you shall wait no more. Eyes looking sideways. I don't even know what we call that. Eyes looking sideways. Meow, the first Cardano AMM DEX that works, is going fast and hard. Private beta tomorrow, public beta this week, production end of week. Numerous commentators also seem to be surprised by this, so I don't think I was the only one. But if you were like, there aren't enough dexes on Cardano, I need more dexes. If animal dexes and food dexes were not enough, demonic dexes, if that wasn't enough, now we have an animal sound dex ready to execute your swaps for you. I mean, this is kind of what we hope, though. This is what we hope. If Cardano DeFi were to end up being the best ecosystem for DeFi, you would want to see this multitude of dexes getting ready to launch. It looks like, despite what some of the famous VCs of the world were saying in the months leading up to now, it looks like even more developers were building DeFi on Cardano than any of us were aware of. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you tomorrow.